Hello and welcome to Move with Mark. So, before we get started, I've just got a couple of due diligence things to run through. So, first of all, the space that you are using wherever you are, can you make sure that there's no table corners or anything in your way and you've got a clear space just to avoid any slips, trips, falls or hazards. Okay, that's the main thing. Also, if you can make sure that the weights that you are using, okay, are actually safe to do so. So, if you have like weight plates like this, absolutely fine. If you've got dumbbells or barbells or anything, that's absolutely great. If you don't have any of that, that's absolutely fine as well. You can use household items. You can use things like cans of beans or bottles of water. Just make sure that if we're doing something within each hand, it's the same weight in each hand. All right, that's the biggest thing. What I like to use is a pillowcase, okay, and you can put things in it. Really good one that we used throughout lockdown, which made it really easy for everybody to use weights at home. Just make sure there's no really sharp objects in them either, and that, yeah, it's the same weight or the same things that you've got in each one, just so you don't get any imbalances either way. Other than that, make sure you've got a little bit of water next to it. It's your workout, so you can pause this as it's a recorded version, take a rest, jump back in when you want as well, and that is pretty much it. Cool. So we have 4 sections to this. We've got the warm-up to begin with, okay? And then we've got 3 other sections after, and then a little bit of stretching at the end as a bit of a cool down. Again, it's your workout, so you do you. Take a rest when you need to, jump back in. Take a drink when you need to, jump back in. All right, I will remind you throughout, and that is it. And hopefully you enjoy the session. So first things first, we are going to do a little bit of a warm-up. Now we have, we have 3 exercises for the warm-up, okay? We have a squat, a plank walk, and a press-up, all right? So we're just going to get stuck right in. There's going to be a little bit of music in the background. Don't worry if you can't hear it, you do you. Right, here we go. So first of all, for a squat. Now we're preparing ourselves for the rest of the class, okay? So nothing too crazy. Feet just outside the hips, toes slightly out. Think of good posture. Bend the knees at the hips, nice and low, and try and get your bum nice and low, okay? We don't really have a certain amount that we're doing for this. We're just trying to get nice and low so it prepares the body for the rest of the class. Nothing too crazy, okay? Now, nice and low. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna do a little plank walk, and that's gonna get up everything involved. So squat, nice and low, and then walk out onto your hands. Doesn't have to be quick. Hold a wee plank for a second, walk back, bum low, and then back up. This is warming up the lower body, warming up the upper body, and this plank position is warming up the core. It doesn't have to be fast. In fact, the slower, the better in many cases as well. Okay, keep it going, and out we go. Excellent, nice and slow, nice and controlled. Good, one more. Excellent. Now, next time when we go down, we're gonna go into a press up. For this one, you can drop down onto your knees, okay? And you bend at the elbows, keep the elbows tucked in if you can, all the way to the floor, and then all the way back. Try not to let the head sink down. Keep the head up, the chest up. You don't need to do it on your toes, on your knees is fine. And even if you're struggling with this, slowly down, come back up. It's a bit of a negative. Slowly down, control it till you're on the floor, and then come back up. For some of you, this might be quite tough and you might be jumping down, but that's okay. Just do what you can. Good. And relax there. Back up onto our feet. Into squat, feet outside the hips. Try and keep the heels down on the floor. Now, what's going to make that easier is if you push the knees out the way while keeping the head and the chest up. Okay? If you've got really, really sore knees, maybe don't go quite as low, but the lower we go, the better it helps your hips, your lower back, your core, your hip flexors, all these muscles in between here, which allow us to move well around this area. Good, good. Okay, back to the plank walk. Squat it down, slowly walk out into the plank, slowly walk back, and up again. So there's no right or wrong what pace you need to go at or want to go at. You do you, because it is just the warm-up. You will have the opportunity to go a little bit quicker very shortly if you want to. Other than that, one more. Good, good. On this last one here, we're going to go into that press up again. So down, pop the knees down, Good. Hands just outside the shoulders is where I go. Keep the elbows tucked in, keep the head up, and try and get the chest close to the floor. Good. Now, I'm not giving you the option to go onto your toes right now, but if you are feeling super fit and you want to do it on your toes, you can, but it is still just the warm-up. Good, good. Okay, we'll do one more. Brilliant. And then back up. We're going to do one more little round of it. We do squat nice and low. For some of you, this will be quite difficult, so take it slow. For others, this is going to be quite easy, which is fine, because it is just the warm-up. Good, good, nice and low. And think of good posture all the way through. So try not to let yourself hunch, shoulders back, head up the whole way, and you're trying to get that depth down to here. Good, okay, plank walk again. Squat low, walk out into the plank, hold for a wee second, and then come back up. Same again, squat, walk it out, and then back up once again. Good, do another couple of these. Good, one more. This time we go straight into the press up when we get down there. Squat, walk it out, drop the knees down, hands outside the shoulders, elbows tucked in, head up, bend at the elbows, and try and get your chest as close to the floor as you can. All right, nearly there. Keep it going, keep it going. Okay, give us two more. One more. And relax there. Okay, that is the warm-up over, okay? Next part we're going to go on to, there's going to be 4 exercises, but grab yourself a wee drink just now and then we move on to that, okay? I'm going to run through the exercises before we actually take part in it, okay? So, here we go. First exercise is skaters, okay? Now, key point, if you're in the house, make sure there's not like a slippy rug or anything, or if you're on a laminate floor, maybe not the best idea to do it in socks because it will be a little bit slippy, okay? Now, first one is skaters, that's why. We go from side to side, to side to side. Make sure you have bent knees when you land, keep the head up, chest up. If you're finding it difficult, make it smaller. If it's a bit easier and you feel you can, a little bit bigger, okay? Then we have a reverse lunge. Option 1, do it with no weight. Down and then back up, okay? We're looking to get that back knee low to the ground while we keep our chest up high, okay? Shoulders back and try not to lean forward. We do that by tensing our tummy, okay? Next one is going to be a shoulder press. You're going to need a couple of weights. They can be, as I say, pillowcases. We start here, knees nice and bent, core nice and braced. That means that, imagine someone's going to hit you in the tummy. Yep, you're bracing yourself for impact. And then from this position here, all the way up to the top, nice and tall, then all the way back down, like so, okay? And then last but not least, as a bent over row, we can do this with the same weights you've got. Keep the head up, stick your bum out by keeping your chest up, and you want your back in that nice straight neutral position. If it's curved like so, keep as upright as you can. Imagine you're carrying 2 bags of shopping, push the door closed with your bum, and hold that position. Then, imagine you've got a couple of bits of string attached to your elbow, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then back down again. And that is the 4 exercises that we're going to run through. I'm also going to switch it up by using these, and I'm also going to use some of the barbell here for those that have a barbell. But single weight plates, pillowcases, bottle of water, or anything is enough, okay? Every time you hear the beep, that's when we're going to move to the next one. It's 30 seconds for each one. We're going to do 4 rounds, okay? So you'll know when it's ending. Right, here we go. First one is skaters, and it is on my count. Here we go. Right. Right, skaters in 3, 2, 1, and we're off. So we drive, drive. Now you're going to hear the beeps coming every 30 seconds, and then we go from one exercise to the other. After we do one round, you get 30 seconds of rest within that round. The idea of this, it keeps you moving, gets your heart rate high, but it also works your whole body at the same time. So in a few seconds, we go to reverse lunge. Ready? And reverse lunge. Option 1, no weights whatsoever. Now you can have your hands on your hips like so. Keep your head up. Now, little tool. If you are really struggling with that and you have a chair nearby, right, and your knees are sore, what you can do is use a chair for a little bit of help. Okay, I'm not using the chair, I'm trying to make my legs do the same thing, do the job, but that's that, okay? Next, we move on to shoulder press. So holding the weights here, above the head, and then back down again. Keep the knees slightly bent. All that means is don't lock them out straight, okay? And try not to let your back arch. So you're not trying to arch up the way, you're trying to keep the tummy nice and braced. Again, it's as if someone's trying to hit you in the tummy, you're bracing for impact. Extend the arms and then back down. Next exercise, bent over row, off we go. So knees bent, pinch the shoulder blades together, push your bum back the way, keeping the head and the chest up, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together by pulling the elbows high, like so. Slightly overextend, squeeze again. You don't want your back to be curved like so, you want it to be in that neutral position here. Good. Now at the end of this one, you're going to have 30 seconds rest on that final beep, okay? And recover, okay? So that is one round done. Now, we're going to go back to the skaters. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the barbell. I quite like a barbell because it promotes good posture. When you put it on your shoulders, it forces your shoulders back and your chest up, which is great for posture. Because most of the time we sit on our phone, on a laptop, driving, eating our food, and it's shoulders rounded. So skaters first, and off we go. Drive, drive. Good. And remember, if you're feeling like it's quite easy, big steps. Good, good. Apologies if you are in a flat and you've got neighbours who are currently hitting a broom off your or off their ceiling and off your floor, but it's all for a good reason, so we're okay with it. Now on the next one, right, when I hear that first beep, I'm going to go and grab the barbell. Here it comes. There we go. Pop over onto our shoulders. Good, good. Now big lunge back, step back, sorry. Knee down, up, switch legs. Now on this one, I'll turn so you can see, I'm not walking on a tightrope, okay? It's almost like I'm on train tracks, okay? So you can see me step back and out the way slightly, like so. Again, if you need to use the chair or less weight, then please do. Next one is shoulder press. And here we go. So we're going to go straight up with the bar this time, and then back down, just to collarbone, and then back up. Knees slightly bent. Drive the arms up nice and straight. Again, keep your knees soft. That means don't lock them out. And the other part is try not to arch your back. Lean back and push up. Keep your core nice and braced, as I mentioned. Next one is bent over row, and we're going to use the bar again. And down we come. Again, I'll turn to the side so you can see. Knees bent, pinch the shoulder blades together, push the hips back just to about here, and then squeeze the shoulder blades together as you pull the bar up your leg into your tummy. You don't want to be too high, you want to be back so you're in that bent over position, but you need that back to be nice and straight there. And on the third beat, we take a rest for another 30 seconds and recover. Good, so grab yourself a wee drink, I'm going to do that. And we go on to round 3 in a second, where we are back to skaters. Remember, you do you, pause the video, take a wee rest if you need it, jump back in when you can. There's no right or wrong, okay? You're also not comparing yourself to anyone else. This is about you improving you and how you move. Right, here we go. Back to skaters in. Here we go, and drive. Excellent, so round 3 we're on right now. And if you're starting to feel a little bit looser, feel free to up that pace a little bit if you need to, okay? Now make sure it's a soft landing. You're not thumping down every time you do it. Nice soft landing, knees bent, cushion it like a little spring. The next exercise is the reverse lunge. I'm going to use the single weight plates for this one next time, okay? Here we go. I'm going to put one in each hand, lunge back down, and again. Remember, use that chair if you need it. Get that knee low to the ground and think of good posture. Don't let those shoulders shrink forward. Don't let that head lean forward. It just puts more pressure on that front knee. So push down and drive up with both legs, back to the original position, and then again. Next one, shoulder press in. Off we go. So hands up, knee slightly bent, brace your core. Good. Now to make it a little bit easier, exhale on the way up as well. Again, think of good posture and trying to keep everything almost in a line with knees bent rather than locked out like so. Nice and easy that way. The next exercise is bent over row again. In. Here we go, bent over row, knees bent, drive the hips back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Remember, it doesn't have to be crazy weights to make a difference. As long as you get your heart rate up and you're working the body with weights, then you're going to be doing well, you're going to be getting those endorphins released, feeling good afterwards, and hopefully a little bit of a sweat on with your heart rate high, so you help increase fitness as well. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. On the third beat, we rest and we've got one more round. And recover. Good. Right. Last round. I'm going to get you to really push it a little bit this time if you can, okay? So I'm going to go a little bit quicker too, but again, you do you. It's not about me, it's about you pushing yourself to your abilities. And we've still got 2 sections left after this, okay? So we've got skaters next, and we're going to push ourselves, all right? I'm going to be a little bit more out of breath and a little bit more sweaty by the end of this one. Here we go, and drive. Good. Excellent. Join me in it. Come on. Push yourself with nice, soft landing, almost like a springboard. It's bouncing off. Good, good. You ever see me out in a nightclub? This is how I dance, by the way. Good, right. Keep it going. Keep it going. Now, on that third beat, we're going to go straight. I'm going to use the barbell this time because I like the barbell. And we're going to do reverse lunges. As soon as that first beat hits, we're going to go straight to the reverse lunge. Here we go. Pop it on the shoulders. And again, so we're down, together, down, together. There will be some step classes and pump classes getting put into the group in the coming weeks as well. So you can do exercise to music, because I actually enjoy exercise to music. It's fun to teach, it's fun to take part in, and if you enjoy it, you want to do it more. Next exercise, shoulder press, in. Here we go, up and down, up and down. Keep the knees nice and soft, not locked out. Extend the arms fully. As you can tell, I'm getting more and more out of breath as well. Keep it going. Good, soft knees, extend. Last exercise is the bent over row. I'm going to do it with the barbell again. Good, keep it going, keep it going. On that first beat, done. And in, squeeze. Good. Knees bent, shoulders back, push the hips back, making sure that back's straight, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Doesn't have to be too quick, you do you, remember. Keep it going. Good. As you can almost tell, I'm almost in time with the music. Done too many pump classes. Good. Coming up for the last few seconds. On the third beat, we're going to stop and recover. And recover. Right. Give yourself a wee rest. Well done, everyone. Stop the timer. So that is warm up done, section 1 done, okay? Next, we are going to do 4 different exercises in the exact same format, okay? So the first one we're going to do, we did a little bit of it with the bent over row. You can do this with a barbell, you can do it with a weight in each hand, or you can do it with pillowcases, cans, whatever it is, okay? Now, holding the bar in an overhand grip, knees bent, pinch the shoulder blades together. I turn to the side so you can see the position of my back, because it's important that we keep that back safe. Knees bent, stick the bum out. Now, here, what I mean by that is stick the bum out, okay? Push the hips back and hold to here, and then straight back up again. If you can get nice and low, bend the knees slightly while still keeping the back straight, go for it. If you find it really difficult and you're feeling it in your back at all, just do a little bit less of a range of movement, okay? all the way down to here, and then back again. Now, we're going to do a front raise. We're going to grab 2 weight plates, okay? We're going to bring palms towards us, keep our arms slightly bent. We're going to lift them up to shoulder height, and then back down again. Up to shoulder height again, and then back down. Good, good, like so. The next one's going to be lateral raise, where it's knees bent. Again, arms slightly bent, up to shoulder height, and then back. You don't need to go way, way higher. We're not trying to fly away, or not just yet. Just to here, and then back. And then last but not least, you're going to put the weights together, and you're going to do a sumo squat. So imagine that's a normal squat that we did in the warm-up. We're going to bring our feet a little bit wider, point our toes out, good posture, push the knees out, try and get nice and low. This is really good for your bum and your hips, so nice and low. And that's the 4 exercises. So, ready to go? Grab yourself a drink if you need it. Listen to the timer. Let's get set up for that first exercise, which is a deadlift. And I'm going to use the bar. Okay, here we go. For the deadlift. 3, 2, 1. Off we go. So, like I mentioned, knees bent, pinch the shoulder blades together, drive the hips back, and come back up to the top. Drive the hips back, and again. Now, you really want to feel this in your hamstrings. That's behind here. And we only really do that by sticking our bum out and driving it. So it's not a knee movement, it's a hip movement that comes from here. The weight doesn't have to be heavy. And then next we're going to do front raise. And off to the weights. You're going to hold the weights or the pillowcases or whatever you're using up to here and then back. Again, knees slightly bent, and we're trying not to swing back and forward. Keep everything braced. Again, imagine you're getting hit in the tummy and you're bracing for impact. That's what keeps everything tight and everything in place. Good. This can be quite tough, so you're going to want light weights for this. And the next exercise on the third beat is lateral raise. Here we go. So all lateral means is side, so out to the side, like so, okay? So knees bent, out we go. And again, you don't need to go way up to here. We just want to go out straight. Now you can bring them in a bit narrower and then go all the way down, or you can bring them by your sides and up. I actually find the lateral of that the harder. Good, good. And again, now the last one is going to be those sumo squats. Good, okay, put them together if you can. Wide stance, toes out, bum low, and then back again. Push the knees out wide. Again, really good for the hips, really good for the bum, and keep it nice and low. Good. You don't need to go too quick either, but if you do want to go a little bit quicker, please do. It's up to you. It's your workout, so you do you. Good. Now on the last beat, we recover, and that's round 1. And recover. Round 1 done. Now, this time, I'm going to do the deadlift with the weight plates. All right? You can go a little bit heavier on these if you want. I'm going to keep it nice and light. There's no need to absolutely kick the crap out yourself. Just you do you, okay? For this one, I'm going to bring them here, okay? If you're holding the pillowcases, you can hold them here as well, even just by the side a little bit. Knees bent, pinch the shoulders, and drive your hips back, keeping the head and your chest up. And off we go. Down and back. Notice that my back stays nice and straight. When I get to this point, my knees slightly bend, but I'm feeling it in the hamstrings, the back of the leg, because I'm sticking my bum out. The best one for this is, pinch your shoulder blades together, imagine you're carrying 2 bags of shopping, and imagine you're trying to close the door with your bum. Okay, that way you stick your bum out, and that helps keep that position. The next exercise is back to the front raise. Now, so knees bent, up, a little bit easier this time. We don't have to swap weights, we're already holding them. And if they're light weights, you can go straight into this. For some of you, this is going to be quite tough. And all I'm doing is pinch the shoulder blades together. I call it a chest pop, as if you're trying to get the socket of the shoulder joint into the joint, and then lift just to shoulder width, to shoulder height, sorry, and then back again. Good, I've got a bit of a sweat on now. The next one is lateral raise. Here we go, knees bent, out we go, and then back again. Keeping it from this position here. You'll notice I stand side on a little bit. It's so that you can see my position a little bit better, okay? So you're not just looking at me straight on. You get a little bit of dimension change so that you can see, well, am I standing right? And Keep it steady, arms not locked out, and good posture. Next one's going to be the sumo squat on the third beep. Good, put them together, hold them up here. Now I like to hold them up at my collarbone. That's not wide enough for a sumo, my bad. Good, good, at my collarbone, and that promotes good posture throughout. If we do this, sometimes we can be down here, and I want you to be up here with your bum low. That can be quite difficult, but again, this is really good for your bum and your hips and your core and lower back, because you're having to use that a lot more than you think. On the third beep, rest again. Good. 2 rounds done, 2 rounds to go, okay? I'm gonna go back to this one here, okay? With the barbell, because I quite like a deadlift with a barbell. And we're just gonna move over. That's just a personal preference. If you don't have one, just carry on using what you are using. Grab yourself a wee drink if you need it, and we go in 8 seconds. So here we go. Make sure whenever you pick these up, back's nice and straight as well. Here we go, knees bent, shoulders pinched, off we go. Looking good, keep that chest nice and high. Another really good thing to see is, like, imagine the logo on my t-shirt. If you're looking in the mirror, you should always be able to see that. You can only see the top of my head. Chances are, my back is a little bit curved and a bit bent, hence the reason why I turn to the side, because keeping your back safe is one of the most important things. Next exercise is front raise. Good. Here it comes. Back to the weight plates, and then front raise. So we are here and back. Knees nice and soft. When I say soft knees, that just means slightly bent and not locked out. Good, shoulders back, shoulders into the socket. Good posture, head up, and lift just to shoulder height. You don't need to go really, really high for this one. Brilliant, nearly there. Next exercise on the third beep, lateral raise. Here we go. Out we go, and in. Again, you can bring them in a bit narrower, go all the way up, but make sure you're not swinging and bringing momentum. You want the muscle to do the work, and it's the same process. Put the joint into the socket, and then lift, and then back down. Good. On the last one, again, is back to that sumo squat. Arms slightly bent, good posture, keep the head up. 3, 2, 1, sumo squat, wide stance, toes out, weights up to the collarbone, nice and low, nice and low. Good, good, keep it low, shoulders back, keeping the head up. Now the depth is the really important thing here. If we're only getting to here, you're not really affecting your hips, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your hip flexors, any of those muscles all around the hip area and pelvic area. But if you really get that depth and push it, you're really working it. And recover. That is 3 rounds, 1 more round to go. I think it's 3 rounds. If it's not, we'll do another one anyway. Cool, cool. So, again, I'm gonna go back to the barbell for the last one. And again, just like the last round, I want you to push it a little bit this time. I am sweating, so don't worry. If you're sweating, that's a good thing. That's what we want. Now, what I want you to do is really try and push the reps here, but make sure you don't sacrifice technique for speed. Knees bent, shoulders pinched, head up, drive the hips back, and off we go. Good, this is the last round of these exercises. Okay, each round is about 2 minutes long with a 30 seconds rest. So in less than 2 minutes, we're on to the last set of exercises. Good. Remember, if you need to go slower, as I said a second ago, don't sacrifice technique for speed. Sacrifice speed for technique if you can. Good, next exercise, front raise. Here we go. And we're off, front raise. Good, knees bent, shoulders back, up, into the socket, arms extended, and then back down. Good, nearly there, okay? Only 2 exercises left after this one, and then we're on to the final set of exercises. Lateral raise is the next exercise. And recover. Last one, all the way up and down. Up and down. Keep it going. Knees bent, shoulders back, head up. Good. Really shouldn't have worn a grey t-shirt. You're starting to see the sweat come through already. Brilliant. Keep it going. Okay, after this one, we go back to the sumo squat to finish. Notice that I'm not using momentum and I'm doing a little pause at the top, pause at the bottom, pause at the top. Good. Sumo squat. Feet out nice and wide, outside the hips, outside the shoulders actually. Up we go to here, down, and then back up. Good. Push the knees out the way so they're not coming in the way. And that'll allow your heels to stay down and you to get much lower depth, which is what it's all about. Good, keep pushing it. It's the last one, so push yourself if you can. On the third beep, rest, and then you can grab a drink and we go on to the next. And stop there. Well done. Grab yourself a short drink, and I should have brought a towel. Grab yourself a short drink, and then we go on to the next. So while you're taking a wee rest, stop the timer. While you're taking a wee rest, I'm going to explain the last 3 exercises, and this is all core, okay? So if you've got a mat or a rug or something, you may want to use this, okay? I'm going to give the option to use a little weight as well. So here we go. First one is a plank, all right? I'm going to turn this to the side a little bit. Now you can do one of 2 options, and you can even mix it up throughout. One you can do is you can do on your elbows. The other one is on your hands. So on your elbows, what we do, hands underneath your shoulders. On your hands, sorry, hands underneath your shoulders, knees on the ground, and then lift, pop your knees up if you can. See if you're really struggling with this, because it's 30 seconds, pop the knees down. That makes it a little bit easier. Option 2, elbows down, okay? With the knees down, another option, up into that plank just there. Again, there's no right or wrong, it's just you do you. I'll also give you pointers as we're doing that exercise together. Second exercise, and that's where you can use a weight plate should you want it, is option 1 is here, and it's leg raises. So straight legs all the way up, and then all the way down. Don't quite let the feet touch the ground, all the way up again. Now that is really difficult, so if you find that really difficult, an option is do a knee tuck. Bring your knees in, and then legs out nice and straight. Knees in, legs out straight. And see if that's really difficult and you're struggling. Do individual bicycle kicks, okay? So you've got a couple of different options to do there instead of that one, should you so wish. And then the last one, you're gonna pop the weight down. You're gonna try and lift your shoulders off. You're gonna tap one heel, tap the other one for some heel taps, like so. And that is going to be the last 30 seconds, okay? So only 3 exercises in this one. So let's get yourself set up and let's get finishing this workout, and then we're on to stretches, okay? Right, so we're over onto plank. I'll put my phone here. Here we go. Elbows or hands, use your knees if you need to, and remember to breathe throughout. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, we are off. So elbows. Elbows are underneath your shoulders, okay? Now key points to this, what I see a lot is elbows are forward like that. Try and bring them back so they're under you. And we also see bum high in the air a lot. That means all the pressure is on your shoulders. We also don't want it to be too low, because then all the pressure goes on your lower back, okay? On the next little beep, into leg raises. Here we go, over we go. Option 1, leg raises, straight legs all the way up. Nice and slow, don't let your feet quite touch the ground. Option 2, knees in, and then back. Option 3, bicycles. Good, good. And a key point, if you're feeling it sore in your lower back, pop your hands under your bum, and then do either of those options like so. It will make it a lot easier for you. Heels down on the floor, tap a heel, tap a heel, tap a heel, tap a heel. Good. Now we've got 4 rounds of this, all right? This is round number 1, and we're almost at the end. So on the last beep, you're gonna relax and take a wee break. Now we've got 3 more rounds, and then we're done. Good. Nearly there. Last few seconds. 4. And recover. Well, I'm feeling that, okay? But that's the whole point. Getting a really activated core is great for stability. Good. And all-round movement, to be honest. So, next one. I did it on my elbows the first time, so this time I'm going to do my plank on my hands. You do you. If you've got any sore wrists or anything, or weak wrists, do it on your elbows. Vice versa if you've got sore elbows. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and off we go. Now, what we can do a lot in this is hold our breath. So what I want you to do is breathe steady. Good, don't hold your breath. Force yourself to breathe. Now, we don't want your bum too high because then all that pressure's on your hands and your shoulders, and your bum too low puts all that pressure on your lower back. So we want to be about here. And you don't want your hands to be way out in front of you either, underneath. And if that's too difficult, pop the knees down, okay? Good, good. Over we go for leg raises. Again, option 1. Good, good. Leg raises, nice and straight. Pop your hands under your bum or hold your weight above if you need to, okay? Option 2, knee tucks, try and lift your bum off, leg out straight. Doesn't have to be fast. Take a break when you need to, like so. Option 3, switch. And again, you can use this here, all right? If you want to do a little combination of all 3, by all means, heels down on the ground and tap those heels. Try and keep the chest and the head off the mat and tap it as you go. Remember, there's no right or wrong way as long as it's safe to do so, and hopefully you're feeling that burn. As you reach each side, you're getting the obliques, which are down either side, and rest on that 3rd beep. A few seconds to go yet, keep it going. Almost there. And recover there. Good. Okay, we've got 2 more rounds to go. So, back to plank. Now, what I'm going to do, if you want to, I'm going to make it a little bit tougher. We're going to do a few things called plank raises. You can do this on your elbows or your hands. But if you want to do any of the options just on your hands or your elbows, it's up to you. I just like to throw a spanner in the works now and again. So we're going to start on our elbows, then we're going to go up onto our hands, like so. Here we go. And into the plank. So, put your hand on the ground here. Try not to let your hips move. Push up into the hand plank. And then we're going to go back down and down. This time I'm going to go up on the other hand. So I went left hand last time. I'm going to go right hand, not let my hips move, up onto the plank again. Then back down. And then you can go at your pace. Left hand this time. Good, good. Right hand this time. This is a lot tougher. Drop your knees down and do it should you want. Then over into leg raises. Again, to make it a little bit tougher, use that weight plate or that pillowcase or that anything that you're using for your weights above your head, like so. Once again, if you're feeling it in your lower back, hands under your bum, okay? And that will help it feel a little bit easier and reduce the strain on your lower back. For the last one on the 3rd beep, we're going to go into the heel taps. Good, here we go. Tap again, tap, tap. Good, nearly there. Now, I think this is the 2nd round. So, we've got 2 more rounds to do after this. Good, good. Keep the shoulders and the chest off the ground if you can. I mean, I'm really feeling that burn in here, but that's what we want. But it's your workout, so take the rest when you need it. Nearly there. And relax. Oh, I'm feeling that. Hopefully you're feeling it too, in a good way that is, okay? Right, next round again. Remember, so that was the 3rd round. So we've got 1 more round. I can totally count, I promise. PTs can only count to 10, by the way. 10 reps as far as we go. So, last one. You do any of the planks, any of the variations that you want, or you can copy me. My first one's going to be on my elbows. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Now, if you want to copy me, up onto your hands. Hold. Good. If you want to copy again, down onto your elbows. Now try not to let those hips move. Back up onto the hands. Good. And back down again. Here we go. Then the other side, back up onto the hands again. On the 3rd beep, over off our leg raises. Good. And recover, over we go. Legs up nice and straight, if you can, like so. Again, grab the weights if you need it. I'm gonna do a mixture. One more leg raise. Okay, let's do some knee tucks. In we go. Lift the bum off if you can. Legs out nice and straight, and keep it going. Good. Now we're gonna do some bicycles. You ready? Here we go. Switch, 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 switch. Good, keep it going. Okay, pop it down. Last 30 seconds, keep the head, keep the chest off the ground, and tap those heels. Really lean down so you get those obliques on each side. And same with the other one. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Nearly there, guys. Nearly there. Coming up. 12 seconds left. Then the workout is complete, and then just stretches to do. Keep it going. Last few seconds. And done. Well done, guys. Massive well done. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you got something out of it as well, because that's what this is all about. Stop timer. Good. Now what we're going to do now is give yourself a wee second, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a towel, because if you're sweaty as I am, you're going to need it. So I'll just change the music slightly, and that is because we are about to go into the cool down. Okay, right. So last but not least, okay, stretches are very, very important, and they're important because they reduce how sore you are in the days after a workout. And a lot of the time you get, oh, that's not it. Here we go. Good. So, a lot of the time you get sore, something called DOMS, right? And we want to reduce that, but we also want to help increase your flexibility and recovery. And it also helps you build strength as well. So, legs out nice and straight, sit up straight. You're going to bring your left foot to your right thigh. Keep your right leg out straight, right hand to right toe. Don't worry if you can't quite touch your toe, just lean towards it. And the bit where you're really going to feel that stretch, make sure it's not bent up, make sure it's flat, and make sure it's not on top of that foot. Hand out, and then over the top with the other hand, and that's when you're really going to feel it. Push your toe to your nose, and try and get your chest right over here. Try not to be leaning to one side, and down we go. Again, these are super important. We're going to hold them for a minimum of 15 seconds each. The reason being, we want to stretch the muscle we've just used to reduce stiffness. Good, and the buildup of lactic acid, which is where DOMS comes from. So right foot to left thigh, left hand to left toe, and then over the top with the other one as well. Leg flat and straight, that's the important part. Now you're actually also stretching your calf as well as your hamstring. And if you feel it super tight and quite sore and you want to stop, that should be more reason to keep it going. Reason being, it's sore for a reason, and pain is your body's warning signal in order to do something about it. And relax there. Right, put the soles of your feet together, slide them as close to your bum as you can. Right, I usually put my hands on my feet, lean forward, and with my elbows I'm going to push my knees down towards the ground, which is going to stretch off your groin. Again, we're going to hold it for a minimum of 15 seconds. I actually prefer 30, but I don't want to keep you all night. And you can pause this and do it for a little bit longer should you wish. Stretching is probably the most underutilized and, in my opinion, most important thing to help keep us mobile for years to come. The more stretching and exercise and stretching that you do in your 30s, the more mobile and able you'll be in your 40s, and 40s to 50s, 50s to 60s, 60s to 70s, 70s to 80s, 80s to 90s, and beyond if we get to that point. Good, relax there. Now, next one. Make sure you've got enough room to roll back here, okay? You're gonna knees bent. You're gonna put your right foot onto your left knee. Then, you're gonna put both hands around your left thigh. One round the middle, through the middle of that little gap, one round the outside, and then roll back and pull that towards. Now what that's doing, that knee that's bent, you're feeling it in your bum here. So that knee that's out, you're gonna take your right hand out and you're gonna push that right knee, turn away a little bit so you can see, push that right knee away from you. For some of you, that's gonna feel quite tough and quite sore. For others, that'll feel no problem. And then after a few seconds, you're going to switch it. You're going to pull it towards you next. And at the same time, you're going to pull that towards you. Keep nice and flat on the ground, and you're going to feel this in your bum, possibly your hamstring, possibly your groin as well. But really good for the hips, particularly after the sumo squats and the deadlifts and things as well. And relax there. Next, we're going to put our left foot on our right knee. So we're just swapping sides. Then both hands around your right thigh, one through the middle, one round the outside, and pull. And then we're going to take our left hand off this time, pop it on that left knee that's sticking out, and then push it away again. For me, that actually feels a little bit tighter than the other side, which is totally normal, because normally one side's a little bit tighter than the other, just because of life, essentially. What you do for a living, if you sit at a desk all day, or you carry a bag on one side, and relax there. And then pull the opposite side in. I notice a big difference. I tend to carry the kids on my left arm, and I do everything else with my right arm, like make the milk, the cups of tea, push open doors, carry stuff. That isn't the kids with the other one. And relax there. Good. Now we're going to roll onto one side, okay? Grab your foot on your laces, if you can, and then knees together, okay? Now you're going to push that foot into your hand and drive that hip forward so you feel it in that quad there, and really push it. Good, good. Again, it's a big muscle, so really push your foot into your hand as if you're trying to kick your hand away, and don't stop that stretch. The minute you stop a stretch, or you let a stretch go, you start losing the quality of the actual stretch. And relax there. I'm going to switch over to the other side now. So, left foot where your laces are, knees together, drive that foot into your hand and push that hip forward. And that way you feel it all the way up and down that quad there once again. Good, good. Nearly there. Again, about a minimum of 15 seconds. Optimal's about 30, so feel free to do some of these stretches later as well. I also put cool down stretch video on YouTube, so you can go and have a look at that at any point as well. And relax there. Next, we're over onto all fours. Your knees are going to be underneath your hips. Your hands are going to be underneath your shoulders. Palms flat on the ground with arms straight. Head down and raise your spine up as high as you can. You're trying to space your shoulder blades as far apart as possible. Good. Really stretch off your back, those big lat muscles over your shoulder blades. Space them out as if someone's trying to pick you up and lift you towards the roof. And relax there. You're going to go down the way this time. So, as if you're trying to push your tummy button as close to the floor as you can and lifting your head up. You're also going to try and push your chest forward, and you're going to feel that stretch right down the middle. And you're going to lean forward a little bit as you do it, and you're going to feel that even more, a little bit in your lower back, but right down the middle of your core. And then when you take a deep breath in, that stretch all the way down here just amplifies. And relax there. Last but not least, you're going to put your hands about a foot further forward. Okay? Now, this one, don't let your elbows hit the ground. Push your hips back, and a bit like a deadlift, keep your hips super high. Oh, got a bit of a back crack there. That was quite good. Good. Now keep your head up and try and get your chest as close to the floor as you can while keeping your elbows off the ground and arms nice and straight. You're going to stretch your chest, your shoulders, your arms, bicep, tricep. Good, good. And your back all in one go, and it's going to feel quite good, or it should feel quite good. Good. Again, 15 seconds, and relax there. Brilliant. Let me know what you thought of the workout in the comments below. Massive well done. Feel free to look back and do this at any other time as well. And if you've got any other questions, please drop me a message. Have an amazing day, and see you all soon.